What's going on, everyone? Back with another track by track video. Today we got another track by track video requested by my best friend Julio Rios. He wants me to put two classic Black Sabbath albums against each other, and those albums are Sabbath Bloody Sabbath and the album that came after it, Sabotage. Um, Now before I get into the track by track, I like to give like a small, quick little summary on my history with these albums and small little review. Um, so I'm a huge Sabbath fan. I think the first six albums, from the first album all the way through Sabotage, those first six albums are perfect, untouchable, kind of like the first six Van Halen albums. And I think they were like they were just beyond their time, like as we all know, Black Sabbath was the first ever heavy metal band, and for good reason, because without these albums and without these two albums and the other first four, most of everyone's favorite metal genres wouldn't exist. But now my history on these two albums. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath took me a while to get into. When I initially got into Sabbath, it took me a while to get into this album. I liked a couple of tracks when I first checked it out, but through repeated listens, I was able to fully love the album and appreciate it more than I initially did. But for Sabotage, though, it's a different story. As when I first checked out the album, I instantly loved it. I thought it was killer. It probably Sabbath's heaviest album of the 70s. Like, guitar tone wise, and Ozzy gives his most fierce performance on here, in my opinion, out of the 70s. And that and with that saying, it probably comes to no surprise that I prefer Sabotage over Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. If I were to rank the first six Sabbath albums, it would go like this. The first one at number 1, Paranoid at number 2, Volume 4 at number 3, Master Reality at 4, Sabotage at 5, and Sabbath Bloody Sabbath at 6. Yes, I think out of the first 6 albums, this is my least favorite, but I still love it. And this is my number 5. So, without a further ado, let's get into this. So, here we go. Hold on. Try and get the booklet back in. Alright. So, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath opens with the title track, and Sabotage opens with Hole in the Sky. Hole in the Sky is a great track, hard rocking, immediately gives you like the tone of the album. Hard rocking, but this time with more of a crunchier bite to it, to the guitars. Ozzy gives a great vocal performance with very odd lyrics, like he doesn't believe in cars and stuff. I don't know what the song is about, but it's a killer song. But I'm gonna have to give it to Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. This song is a classic, iconic riffs. I love the middle part where Ozzy is giving like that high pitch vocals, like he goes up a register and he's like singing Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, life is killing you. Yeah, I love that part. And just the riff that Tony does underneath it is amazing. Also, great music video for Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, so I'm gonna give it to that. Track 2, National Acrobat versus Don't Start (too late). National Acrobat is actually Julio told me that's his favorite track on here, National Acrobat, and I would say it's my third favorite track on the album. I think my favorite track is gonna be on side 2 later on, so I'll tell you when we get there. And obviously, I'm gonna pick National Acrobat over Don't Start Too Late. Nothing against Don't Start Too Late, but it's just a little acoustic thing that's in between Hole in the Sky and System of the Universe. It's like a little bridge between them. So can't really it can't really win against like a full on song like National Acrobat. And National Acrobat, once again, great blues inspired riffs, very odd lyrics by Geezer, and once again, great vocal performance by Ozzy. Now we head to track 3, Fluff versus Symptom of the Universe. Alright, now, Sabotage is on the board because Symptom of the Universe is probably in my top 5 favorite Black Sabbath songs of all time. Arguably the first ever thrash metal song with its crunchy riffage, fast paced drums, and aggressive vocals by Ozzy, and the killer middle section and runs that Geezer and Tony do. Oh, I love it. And then at the end when it goes into that weird psychedelic part, my child that loves creation part, it's like whoa, like you didn't expect that to come out of nowhere, and it fits perfectly somehow. It's like like you just went through like a crazy storm like Symptom of the Universe, the main part of the song, and now it's the end of the storm. Now you're smooth sailing with that ending. I love Symptom of the Universe, and I love Fluff too. It's a continuation of Tony Iommi doing these little acoustic instrumentals on Sabbath albums. He had Laguna Sunrise before this, and before that he had Orchid and Embryo. It's a nice little chill acoustic instrumental, but I'm gonna give it to Sentiment of the Universe. Track 4, we got Sabracadabra versus Megalomania. Um, Megalomania, this song took me forever to get into, but now I get it. It's a very long song, very progressive for Sabbath, and although some might complain it takes too long to build up, I kind of like how it takes a little bit too long to build up because it just creates this weird atmosphere and overall unique vibe. Especially like with the weird vocal effect on Ozzy, it's like his voice is like echoing but like in reverse or something. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very unique. And finally, when the song does kick in, the riff that Tony plays is amazing. But I'm gonna have to give it to Sabracadabra because this is my favorite track on Sabbath Play Sabbath. I love playing this song on bass guitar. It's really fun. The riffs are so catchy. Once again, very blues inspired as always. I love the blues inspiration in Tony Iommi's riffs. I love Ozzy's melodies. They're very catchy and go along with the catchy music. I like the little changes it does, and I love the little jammy section at the end. Instead of fading out or ending, normally they do like a little jamming thing and stuff, and Ozzy does like weird vocal effects. I love him, man. Sabbath Cadabra gets that one. So now we're at the halfway point of the album, and Sabbath Play Sabbath is in the lead, 3-1. Let's see if it can keep the lead and win. We go into track 5 now, Killing Yourself to Live versus The Thrill of It All. Killing Yourself to Live is is one of the songs on here that took me a while to get into, but I kind of like it now. This time I can actually understand the subject matter. It's basically about drug addiction, basically like how drug addicts, aka Black Sabbath at the time, were taking drugs in order to live because like that's the problem with drug addiction. Drug addicts can't live without drugs, but when they take drugs, they're killing themselves while doing it. It's a sad thing, and that was going on with Sabbath at the time. But regardless of the subject matter, it's still a great song overall, music wise. And it's going against Thrill of It All, which is uh, Julio's favorite track on here. He told me his favorite track on Sabotage was Thrill of It All. And it's more of a hard rocking tune. It kind of reminds me of something that would be on Technical Ecstasy, which is the next album, because it's more straightforward and more hard rocking. It doesn't have like that bite or aggressiveness to it as that the other songs before it had. But um I don't know. I think I like both songs as much, but I think I'm gonna give the slight edge to Killing Yourself to Live. Now we got um Who Are You versus Superzar. And I just realized something. Ah, man, I just realized something. Sabbath has 9 tracks, while this has 8 tracks. So I won't include the last song on here, Spiral Architect. I'm sorry, but only to make it fair, I had to exclude that song so that way it can be even. Sorry. But here we go. Anyways, Who Are You versus Superzar. Superzar is another instrumental on here. A very cool instrumental, by the way. Kind of epic with like cool choir chants and stuff. Builds up like a cool atmosphere. And Sabbath would use this over the speakers, like before they go on stage for the rest of the 70s. Like they would play that over the monitors before they hit the stage. It's a cool instrumental, but I'm gonna give it to Who Are You. Um, this song is very weird. I think Ozzy co-wrote it. It's pretty much mostly keyboard or synthesizer. In what's it called? What's the word? Synthesizer based, I guess. Um, and it's very kind of like trippy a little bit, but I like it. It's one of Black Sabbath's weird songs. Like there's always a song on each Black Sabbath album that like doesn't fit the rest of the album. It's always like the odd track, and this is that one right here. Other examples being like Planet Caravan on on Paranoid or FX on Volume 4. You know, but I enjoyed Who Are You. Actually, I think I like it more than Kill Yourself to Live. Uh, so dang. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath already won this, but we're gonna keep going. Last 2 tracks. Looking for Today versus Am I Going Insane Radio. Uh Wait, hold on a second. Am I doing this right? Yeah, alright. Sorry. Wait, hold on. I'm confused. Did I make a mistake here? Oh, I guess it. Oh, all right. It does have 8 tracks. All right. I apologize. I apologize, Julio, and I apologize to anyone that I confused. I'm an idiot. I thought this had an extra track. Don't mind me. They have equal number of tracks. My mistake. Sorry. All right, we're good. Anyways, track 7, Looking for Today versus Am I Going Insane Radio. I'm definitely going to give it to Am I Going Insane Radio. I know it was the only single off of Sabotage, which I think was kind of a bad move, to be honest, because this song doesn't represent the album that well, because this is the oddball track on the album. Kind of like how Who Are You is the weird song off of, on Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. This is the weird song off of Sabotage, because, once again, mostly keyboard inspired and more I guess radio friendly. I suppose it's very catchy, and very upbeat compared to the rest of this album. It's not as angry. Although at the end it is creepy when like the people are laughing and stuff, but then as the laughing turns into like evil screaming and stuff, that part is cool. But I enjoy the song, so I'm gonna give it to Am I Going Insane Radio and Looking for Today. It's an okay track, but nothing too much. I think it's my least favorite track on here. Now we got the last song on both of these albums, Arc Spiral Architect versus The Writ. Both of them are epic tracks, very progressive, but I'm gonna have to go with The Writ because The Writ, I think Ozzy gives once again another fierce vocal performance. He puts a lot of power in his vocal delivery here, as well as the music. It's very heavy at the beginning, but then as the song progresses, it becomes like light and fluttery and kind of mellow a little bit. And Ozzy does like these nice little melodic vocal melodies that I enjoy. And Spiral Architect is also unique as well because they use like an orchestra at some points, and Actually, another great Aussie vocal performance here, but I'm gonna give it to the Rit because I think I enjoyed it a little bit more. So here's the final score. Sabbath Boy Sabbath got 5, while Sabotage got 3. There you go. That's the result for this track by track, and it goes to show even the album that I prefer over the other doesn't always mean doesn't always mean that it will win because this lost to this, even though I prefer this over this. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this track by track. Please comment down below your track by track for these two amazing albums. If you have any other track by track requests and stuff, you could put it down in the comments, and if I see it, I'll try to do it if I know the albums. And I'll dedicate them to you in your honor, like how I did it for my best friend Julio. This is for you, Julio, and I hope you enjoyed it. Anyways, thank you all for over 600 subs. I think we're at 666 now, so number of the beast. Yeah. But I know that was cheesy, but I had to do it. I couldn't help myself. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace, and listen to Black Sabbath.